things happen the way they do.
That is pretty geeky.
Yeah, it's pretty.
What rhymes with 22 over 7?
On July 22nd, people on Twitter were like, "It's Casual Pie Day, 22 over 7." I'm like, that's nerdy for me.
Really? Gonna know that? You've never went LARPing, have you?
I've not LARPed. I've not LARPed. But the chorus of the Pie song is just digits of pi, and so because of that song, I know I've memorized like 150 digits of pi.
Holy
it's
shit,
sick.
That is bad.
It's useful for
At least
nothing.
it gets you laid.
How far in?
You rethink that.
How far in could you go? I could do
What?
3.14, and I'll go with 5. I think.
3.1415.
How far in could you go? Really?
It's pretty far. It's
Can we pop it up on the screen? I would love to do this as a little exercise for everybody.
All right.
All right, where's
Danny,
Danny?
unfortunately, is taking an alcohol shit, I think.
You got to get that. You can't sweat it all out.
And
Yeah.
did you know it was 3.141 even?
No.
I knew 3.14, but after that, I'm dead.
Yeah, I just.
I want
know
to see how far he
3.14.
goes before his brain explodes.
What is pi? What exactly is it?
Pi is the ratio of a circle's circumference to its diameter, and really, it's a mathematical. You only really need a couple of digits, maybe 6 digits of pi to calculate any point in space. But it's just become this thing of like, now in Japan, trillions of digits. And
What do you mean to calculate any point in space? I can't wrap my head around math stuff like that, which is why I never did.
It's just a.
No, not PIE.
Oh, PI.
Travis just
So this is why I'm in the other studio
Yeah.
listening to the
And
bowling.
now he's going to have private investigators popping up.
Magnum.
PIE into Google for
Oh, you really are a
Don't
dumb
look, Chris.
shit.
Don't look.
Holy
Chris is looking now. Don't look.
Oh, okay.
Holy
So wait,
shit,
Yeah, we want
Travis.
to see how far in you could go with the
Chris,
pi equals.
how do you calculate points in space with that?
Well, because it will tell you, because you can calculate a point in a circle, then you can plug it into any formula to calculate spatial relationships.
Why does the number never end? Why? Why is it just 3.5? What the fuck?
All right.
It's an irrational number. It goes on and on.
Yeah,
and
why
it doesn't
can't we
repeat.
round it up a little bit?
It's an irrational number. It has a vagina.
That's right.
All right, you guys ready? Could you see this?
Yeah, I see it.
With a big clit.
If you could go slow, because we're really stupid.
Let's see. 3.1415926535897932238462388451086410706798214808651328230679821408086547009, and then it kind of gets a little hazy.
Holy shit. We couldn't even keep up with the cursor.
Wow.
We lost you somewhere
Performing
after...
in Caroline's
Sings pie.
sings
for an hour.
Dude, come on. That's the...
chess. He sings pie.
That might be the most
Ladies.
impressive thing I've ever seen
What are
on
you
this
talking
show.
about? You could hear the collective ovaries of New York drying up.
Yeah, but what the fuck, dude?
I know, right?
Wow,
Man,
man.
you were pretty impressed by that, huh?
That's pretty fucking impressive.
Yes.
I'll give you that. But I do like the singy
You
song
don't, you don't
thing
think
you
your
had to
listeners
do.
are like, go back to the rape stories?
Yeah, what happened?
You kind of made it fun by singing it, though. So you know how to do good radio.
Went from Dakota Fanning in a bikini to digits of pi.
Yes. A couple of listeners are suggesting we beat you up for being able to do that.
That's fair. That's
That would
fair.
be-
That is fair.
You should sing that on America's Got Talent with like Gregory Hines tap shoes.
Jimmy,
Yes, sir.
remember the Bobby Fischer guy?
I do.
He is back, and wait till you hear this one.
Okay, go.
He is willing to admit he made a mistake.
Is
Oh,
he?
good.
Wait
I know
till
he
you hear
did.
this. Alan in Princeton is back. Alan.
Good morning, boys.
Hi, Alan.
Oh, Alan. Oh, Alan.
I want to apologize, and I misspoke.
Yes, you did.
I looked up Eddie Fisher, and that's Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher's father.
He ran into Eddie
ran
Fisher.
into.
A little bit different. A little bit different of a guy.
What an idiot.
That's funny, man.
Eddie Fisher, the singer.
At least we know who the real racist is.
Yeah, exactly.
Negroids.
Negroid.
How great is that?
Do you know what struck me as
How
odd
great
besides
is
the
that?
date was when he said Bobby had dyed hair? I'm like, Fisher was not an appearance-obsessed guy. He didn't
No,
think
no.
Stripey's the type of guy who would dye his hair.
Didn't he kind of look like a Unabomber after a while?
Yeah, because he
big
wouldn't
beard
even
and-
get fucking metal in his teeth 'cause he thought it fucked with his head. He would only sit on certain chairs
Well, it does,
when
yeah.
he played Spassky. You know,
It's crazy. You got to watch metal in your head.
You do, right?
They plant tracking devices in there.
They do?
It's in the tooth, Bob. It's in the tooth.
We did it to my
12
dog.
monkeys? No?
You know, you put the little tracking chip in there.
Oh, yeah?
You're not going anywhere, buddy.
I'm finding
I
you
want to see
anywhere
12
you
Monkeys
go.
again.
12 Monkeys rules.
Michelle in Boston needs the Pie song. Where do they find the Pie song?
Oh, it's on iTunes. I have a comedy band called Hard and Firm with a PH.
Okay. So they'll find it, right?
Pie's on there. Yeah.
Yeah, do a little searching, Michelle. You'll find it.
We have a very liberal jury.
Let's go to Jamie in Pittsburgh. Jamie.
Morning, boys.
Hey, we're hanging with Chris Hardwick, man. I think we got a new friend to the show, man. He's cool.
Yeah, he's the best. I
Yeah.
just wondered if Yank Hard was going to get together.
That's hilarious. Weird Al Yankovic and I made a joke that we were going to do a comedy duo called Yank Hard.
All right, that'll work.
But we have not done that yet. Did he already hang
Not
up?
gonna
He just
get
said
some
that one
airplay.
thing and then he hung up.
Yeah, that's
And he
what they
bailed
do.
on you.
Yeah.
Hey, your
I like
friends.
to ask questions. I don't wait for answers. Oh, would you like to acquire the knowledge you were recently seeing? No. Nope. Just like to posit queries.
You're friends with Weird Al.
Yes.
How did that come about?
We became buddies through Tom Lennon.
He
Actually,
knows Will Wheaton.
everyone knows Will. You know, Al is a guy that I met, working at MTV in the old days, and then became reacquainted with through Tom Lennon, just doing shows at the UCB Theater in L.A. Bobby Fischer looks a lot like Jim Henson.
Yes, he does.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, wait. Yeah, he looked great.
That's a good
He
call.
looked great.
Look at what a mess.
Yeah.
Boy, was he mad. The fucking Jews! All he wanted to do was
Now, wait,
yell about them.
This was a post-mortem photo, right?
Yeah, he really does kind of look a little
This
peaked.
is like that Memento Mori that they used to do in the Victorian times where they photograph dead people.
Yeah, well, what a sick little custom that was.
Well, because no one ever was ever photographed, and so they felt that it was a way that they could have their souls live on. But if you ever want to be creeped out, just look up Memento Mori online.
Let's do
and
it right now.
All right, Memento Mori, M-O-R-I.
The children ones are the
the
best
babies
ones,
where they
the dead
try to make
babies.
them all.
Yeah, they try to make them look all cute and baby-like.
Why didn't they photograph them alive?
Because photography was too expensive, and so photography was a brand new medium.
Wait, that person's dead?
No, the baby is.
baby's
The
dead.
baby's dead.
Dead baby.
What did the kid
And,
die of?
just being a
Consumption.
human. Anything killed you back
Back then, what are you kidding?
There's some dust in the air. Half the population's wiped out.
Dead.
Give me a ghoulish one.
How much
get
were
a good
pictures
one.
back then?
I don't know, but typically it was because most people before that point, wealthy people would have portraits painted, and so photography came along, and it was relatively expensive at first, but it quickly became inexpensive. It was an inexpensive way for people to be represented because they couldn't afford.
Think they would have been weirded out by an iPad back then?
Yeah, I
that
always
might
wondered
have
that. Like,
freaked
if
them
you
out a
could
little
drag someone in time and go, "Here's where we are now," if they could even wrap their mind around it, they'd be like, "Yeah, back, fiend,
They'd probably break it with a rock and burn you alive.
devil,
Of course
witch."
they would.
Yeah, just seeing a plane in the sky has got to be.
I always thought how odd it would be for Orville or Wilbur Wright to sit in the seat of an Airbus,
Sure.
and just look out the window and go like, yeah, because it was such a hassle to just fly that stupid Wright flyer, and just to sit there and you're having a drink and you're in a comfy seat and just looking out the window.
We got our plane off the ground for 13 minutes. Yeah, like a foot. Big fucking deal. See you in New
Look at
York.
just rub it in that.
See you in New York.
Yeah, just rub
Exactly.
it in that you made his idea way better.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty morbid right there.
Yeah, I guess they did it with
Dead
the kids
baby. They
mostly.
loved it. They loved the babies.
Reminds me of
Oh!
a great scene in...
Dead.
God, that's
seen-
creepy. The sunken eyes and gaunt face make the post-mortem below haunting. The profile view is unique to our collection. Oh. Look at him. He looks like...
Hang on, guys. I just got to crank this one out really fast.
yeah.
Oh, shit,
Don't,
yeah.
don't scroll.
Yes, leave that little coffin there.
Look at that baby in a baby coffin. Moments before being placed in the earth.
What were they thinking?
Well, for them, it was just a way to let them live on. Like it was,
Yeah.
They pose like the mother and father are holding the dead baby.
Why didn't they do one while the kid was alive? Fucking assholes.
That's interesting when they're alive. Then they're in your face all the time. Here, it's like,
And you had to stay still when they took pictures back then, and there's no way you could stay still that long if you were a baby.
That was exactly.
You know?
That was like Victorian Kmart. They had to take those pictures. Memento Mori.
Bring your dead baby.
Bring your dead babies
dead
into
baby
JC
glamour
Penney's.
shots.
All
So
these
would you
people
like
are
your-
dead?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, now we're all right. No. All right, we got some people calling in. Jeff in Cleveland. Jeff.
Hey,
Hey, yeah, great show, guys. Hey,
We know that.
Yeah, get used to it. Actually, don't.
Hey,
What?
I want to know about Adam Sessler. Does he have a deal with the devil? I mean, that guy's been on since you guys were ZDTV.
Yeah, there's a couple people that have been around a long time, even since Tech TV. Morgan's been around since then, and Kevin Pereira's actually been there. Kevin Pereira was like an intern, and they just kind of stuck him on screensavers, and then it became Attack of the Show. Yeah, Adam's been there a while. He might be the head vampire.
I used to watch screensavers.
Well, I like him. I like you guys. Don't change anything. Don't get rid of Adam just because he's kind of look like Chris Loader now.
Well, I don't have that power, but I appreciate your crediting me with the ability to get rid of people.
Yeah, you're like hiring and firing.
Sessler, it's Hardwick.
Wow. Jim Henson and
That is
Bobby
amazing.
Fischer
See?
nailed it, Chris Hardwick.
Wow.
Yeah, they're pretty similar.
That is amazing.
Yeah, let's say hi to Chris in Delaware. Chris.
Hey guys, what's going on? This is a bit out of context at this point,
Who cares?
but I hope you got it. You haven't seen it yet, but it's fastforwardblowjobs.com.
I've seen
We've seen that.
fastforwardblowjobs.com. Have you, Chris Hardwick?
No.
It's
More morning fare.
it's some terrific morning fare.
A little
You've never. This is
little 2X
hilarious.
sex.
It's very funny.
Oh my lord. That's not okay.
Could you put this on Web Soup, please?
Yep, we can put this on Web Soup. Yep. This weirdly satisfies two fetishes. The chipmunk fetish and the hyperspeed blowjob fetish.
Alvin! Swallow that cum!
Wow. Wow.
What the fuck?
It's hilarious.
Who thought this would be funny? Because they were right.
Regular blowjobs are fine, but what would it be like in a time warp?
This is how a blowjob would be as you approached a black hole.
The cum is like two rivers.
Meet you cock and mouth.
Yeah, these porn stars age like dogs, like 1 year for every 7. So, like, why would you want to take any more time away from them?
Yeah. You can actually see them aging.
You can see them aging.
Hey,
fast
I
That's great.
got very good news for you, Chris. Sean in Georgia.
Hey guys, hey, I think Chris's dad is mentioned in Stephen Lynch's
Bowling song?
Bowler song.
Did we get to the bottom of that?
That's
We don't
I
know
was
yet?
I was halfway through when I came in here.
Oh, really? What happened to Danny?
Check out
Probably in the bath. He's having some trouble.
He's having some ass
Yeah.
problems?
That's pretty awesome.
That's
I would
problem.
love to know that my dad made it into
We can play
the
towards the end of the show.
Yeah, we
Stephen
will.
Lynch song, yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to
because I
do
grew
that
up
for
with
you.
most of those. I'm sure I grew up with everyone
Oh,
who's
so you'll
in,
know
in that
You'll
song.
probably
Yeah.
know every bowler
Malachi?
in there.
Yeah, no.
No,
You
Is
knew
it
most of those
Malachi
guys?
in there?
wasn't that
Yeah.
his made-up guy's name?
Oh,
or
maybe
something?
that's the made-up guy.
I was named after the commentator Chris Schenkel.
No
Whoa.
shit.
Yeah,
He did the bowling fucking commentary.
because my
Remember
mom
Chris Schenkel?
my mom
Remember that?
thought I was going to be a girl. Who's got a dick now, Mom? and so she thought I was going to be a girl. And so Chris Schenkel said, "Oh, if it's a boy, name him Christopher." And she was like, "Okay, sure." And then I ended up being a boy, and so I ended up being
there's one
Christopher.
for the old timers out there. Chris Schenkel.
Schenkel.
He did bowling.
Wide World of
He did-
Sports.
Yep, Wide World of Sports.
His sport was, I think, bowling.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what other
Very
ones
sweet man.
he was a commentary for. I don't remember.
I watched on ESPN Classic some of the old Wide World of Sports, and it's amazing what was considered sports back then. There was a stadium, I think it was like in Los Angeles, full of people, fucking packed for dog frisbee. And
Yeah, but
they just woo.
Barrel jumping.
Yeah, but to be
Remember
fair, we have
barrel
like
jumping?
chariot racing, and
Yeah.
there's all sorts of silliness now. But when you look at athletes back then, they were kind of doughy and built like fucking
barrels,
like sheds, and now just dudes are ripped.
Yep. No one was cut.
No.
Yeah.
Had abs. It was just these barrel-chested guys.
Remember before steroids, when guys got strong, just like picking up kegs and cars and shit, like those fucking strongman
I love
competitions
the
on
old strongman
ESPN.
competitions.
Yeah.
They're great. You got to toss these cement-filled barrels.
Drag this truck with your teeth. Try not to shit your pants.
No safety wasn't even taken into
No,
consideration.
fuck no.
Brian Regan's bit on that is great.
Oh, where he's watching the guy throw pianos into a second-story window.